Welcome to the podcast. I'm Agent Chris. I'm in the studio with my good friend Agent Max, and this is episode 4, season 1 of Two Guys with an Opinion.
Season 1?
Yeah, season 1, Max. I don't ever think we'll stop. So
I
guess
know,
it'll be season 1 forever.
You just make it sound like we're like a TV show.
Well, I mean, YouTube land. They do seasons in YouTube land.
Do they?
Yes. You ever watch Money and Violence? They have seasons.
Yeah, but normal audio podcasts just go to like episode whatever 100 and 300.
Well, we'll be season 1 forever then. season 1, episode 1055. So big shout out. This is probably gonna be this is our biggest setup for our podcast yet. Our best sounding podcast yet. Big up to Electro Boogie Studios, Clive in the building. If you want to see our setup and how we did things, just follow me at Shawty Tanuki, Tanooki on Instagram.
You can follow me at Agent Max 345.
And check out the I need to make mine more simple probably.
You should put Agent Chris, right? Because you don't really,
Yeah, I've never been Agent Chris like outside of radio.
Well, now you are Agent Chris because everyone knows you as
I
Agent
guess I'll
Chris.
change it. So look out for Agent Chris. Type in something, you'll find me. I don't know. And check out our studio closet and our our nice setup. So let's kick this off, yo. WWDC happened
What is WWDC?
about a week ago, the Worldwide Developers Conference for Apple, where they unveiled the new OSs for watchOS, iOS, macOS.
Well, first of all, WWDC is basically what Apple does every year or around June. What they do is that it's mostly more operating system based. It's not any hardware.
No.
It's more that they're gonna update the world on what's next for all of their gadgets in terms of features and OSs. One of the things that they first started off with is that they rename OS X to
probably clean my clothes before I got the show.
To macOS. So then now everything now has an OS behind it. So watchOS, iOS, macOS, and TV.
tvOS. Oh, I forgot about tvOS.
Yeah. So and they also announced their next name for their macOS, which is Sierra.
Sierra. I kept saying Sierra.
Sierra.
Sierra. Okay.
Yeah. It's also.
I have a cousin named Sierra.
Well,
she's a doctor. FYI. Shout out to Sierra.
And Sierra is also a company that also made Geometry Wars. So I don't know how they got to name their operating system that. So we're gonna basically run through what was their most, I guess, feature to us. I mean, I don't know if we can run through everything.
Okay, let's start off quickly. watchOS. What stuck out to you there?
One of the best things, I wouldn't say best, but one of the things that Tim Cook said is that that their Apple Watch is the best in health and fitness. It's amazing that he said that because it's the first time he's ever given his watch like a category. And I totally get it because one of the features that people say that they love about their Apple Watch is the activity feature. That basically what it does, it tells you, hey, after X amount of hours that you're sitting down, maybe you should go take a walk. It also checks your heartbeat all the time. So the health and fitness part is really good when it comes to the Apple Watch, right? But anything else beside that, it's
not like
he
really
just
diving into it. But they did include some pretty cool features. The scribbling or handwriting thing gestures that you can text. It's like you maybe form the letters and it'll start texting you on the watch.
Yeah,
and they've kind of deviated away from the actual the crown, the bezel crown thingy.
Yeah, the crown has like so, they've made lots of changing to the operating system.
Because when the watch first came out, the crown was like you did everything from that,
crown,
and then now they've moved away from that and gone back to swiping. So you swipe to go everywhere. I guess they figured swiping wasn't so bad of a idea after all.
Yeah. This is one of their biggest change. It's WatchOS 3. Everyone is saying that this is Apple going back and saying this is what it should have been from day
beginning.
One.
Yeah.
And they're trying to make everything the same as their other products to where how the iPhone now, the control center, which is what you do when you're on your phone and you swipe up and then you have those little quick toggle features. Now that's on the watch. Like that's something that should have been there from day one.
Yeah.
Like so then now on the watch you have these like quick actions that basically
are gestures.
Yeah, you
shouldn't have tried to reinvent the wheel, no pun intended, by introducing this little wheel on the watch, thinking that people would have needed that when all along they've been learning gestures their entire iOS life.
Yeah.
So why try to move away from that in your new Apple product? Stick with what people know.
Yeah. They also promised that most of the apps will now launch from the watch itself.
Yeah.
Because before that wasn't the case. Before like sometimes like because the app was on your phone and on your watch, it needed to like sync to the phone first and then launch.
Which took like 7 seconds.
It took a very long time for an app to launch. So they're fixing all of those things as they go by.
Yeah, as you open up an app now, it opens instantly.
Yeah. They've also added like quick launch apps to where you swipe left or right and you can set apps there versus like going into your app drawer and all those bunch of things. So it's good. It looks good. I mean, as I said, I believe that it is one of the most appealing health and fitness watch versus like Fitbit or the Moto 360 Sport version or any other fitness health band out there. Which is the biggest thing now.
Are you gonna replace your Pebble?
Actually, Pebble has announced their next Pebble watches, which have a heartbeat sensor on it.
But is it gonna be Apple?
It's not gonna be Apple.
Is it gonna be Apple good though?
I've trust Pebble since day one, and
so I think
I'm sticking to Pebble because it works on all the platforms except for Windows. I'm sorry, and it's my favorite.
Okay. I have a first gen Pebble downstairs.
And it's still there, right?
Still there.
Okay, there you go. So do you want to get into?
Let's get into Sierra.
Okay. All right. What was the biggest thing that you liked about that?
Well, Siri integration, man. Sierra is the new macOS, because macOS, they were macOS X, and they didn't want to be macOS XI.
Yeah.
So they just killed the Roman numerals and went just with macOS, then a name, and the name now is Sierra.
Yeah.
So Siri integration, finally. You can now just do quick searches for things, and it works fairly well. I mean, it's got some bugs in it right now, and that's expected because you're still in the development beta phase, and they don't expect this to be coming out until the fall sometimes, or probably October.
Oh, it's the fall, yeah.
So right now, you're going to see people that are going to complain about certain things, but that's with anything that comes out in the testing phase. But Siri, to me, like the features that they show, just like your phone, search for this, search for that, open this up, go to here. You can obviously do dictation or whatever, or tell it to set reminders. Just the same way you use it for your phone is how it's going to work for your MacBook. What about you?
I have to agree with you with the serious stuff. I just think, it's gonna get annoying to some people because I just think that it's gonna make life easy for people, but I just think I just like to search things manually. I don't want to talk to something and be like, can you just search for this file that I'm looking for? I don't know.
Well, there are certain things that people won't use and will use. Like on my phone, I always ask Siri to just call someone instead of me searching for the contact.
Which you can also do that there now.
And I'll tell Siri to make a reminder, make an appointment. That actually works pretty well. Instead of doing that. So, I mean, people will find their niche things that they'll use it for. You don't have to use it for everything, I don't believe. Another cool feature that I liked was the watch unlock. So, if you have a password on your MacBook and it's closed or whatever, you can make your watch a trusted device. So, if your watch is in proximity to your MacBook, as you open it, it'll automatically unlock and let you in. What do you think about that?
I think that they're trying to catch up with Android, but it's kind of weird that that they're putting this on their laptops or on their operating system for the Macs versus like their phones. I know that it's on the phones too, so like they're just trying to bring that over to what really matters. I just think that someone can take your watch and go open your computer.
Yeah.
So
they said they had a way of I can't remember exactly what it was, but there was some security features around that. I will have to obviously dig in more to that when it's actually released to test that out and know. But they said there was some security around that. I don't know if it's true or not, or how good it really is, but I guess we'll see. Another cool feature that I liked was the copy and paste from one device to another. So if you're on a website on your laptop and you copy a piece of text, then you can open up your phone and then hit the paste button, and whatever was copied on your laptop will be pasted onto your phone, vice versa as well. So sometimes when you're in a chat group chat,
same thing.
Well, when I was in my JA, kids would always be, it's group chat. So whenever in a group chat, sometimes you want to post a link when you're surfing on your computer. But then you have to realize you have to kind of search for it on your phone. So you could just copy the link on your computer, open up your phone, paste it immediately. It's kind of
A continuum really is advancing. I used to use that feature with there was an app called Pushbullet that it would Pushbullet used to be on my laptop and then on my phone. So if I could send a file or a link to my phone through Pushbullet, or I could as what you said, I could copy and paste a link or a text, and it would be in my Pushbullet, and I would just pick it up on my phone. So,
but would you have to have the app open to get to receive the information?
No, the app works on the background. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I see that that something that was an issue a long time ago and fixed by other companies are now just being integrated, because it makes sense. If you have a device that's from the same company, these things should work like how it is. Like, you have 3 devices and everyone should be connected. Like, you're not supposed to redo your work. So they're just trying to make things easy, and I think that's a really good thing. They also talked about files in iCloud, where sometimes what would happen is that if your computer is getting full, iCloud would basically take some of those files away, put it in the cloud, so you have more space on your computer. So the thing that I don't want my life is to revolve around iCloud and my files. The only thing I see that's a positive note is that, let's say your computer crashes and you're not one of those persons like us that back up our files, all the time. Then iCloud would be your next best thing, to where all your files are backed up into the cloud, and then once you switch to new hardware or even old one, for whatever reason, your files travel with you, because they're in the cloud. So I don't know. I always have a thing about too many of my personal files to be in the cloud, because sometimes
I know how you feel.
The cloud, man, just.
Sorry.
I like the cloud when it comes to my contacts, when I change phones, and that's it. Anything else?
No pictures, no videos?
Well, pictures, yeah. Pictures, definitely. I use Dropbox, and that's it. I don't use anything else but Dropbox.
Okay.
So.
Do you purchase Dropbox memory?
I do, actually.
Okay.
$10 every month for 1 terabyte in the cloud? Definitely. Definitely.
That's cash money.
But all I have is pictures, and videos are worth more than anything else.
What kind of videos you got out there, bro?
It doesn't matter what kind of videos, just videos, audio, pictures. That's it.
All right.
So we're gonna move to iOS 10.
iOS 10.
Before we get into the big one that I have lots of things to say about, you see how when you get a new iPhone and then you have all of these default apps that come on your phone. Apple did announce that you can hide those apps. You can't delete them. They did say at first.
Stock market app, the default weather app.
Even like the mail app, you can hide all those apps, Pete, because right now all I do is that I put them in a folder and I don't want to see them, right? So like all those Keynote, Pages, Numbers apps, all those Word apps, I just want to move them away, hide them, fine,
I use Keynote. That's amazing.
You use that, I don't. I use Google Docs, or Google Slides, something, because it's all web-based, so you can hide all those apps. Everyone clapped. I mean, everyone's happy. Like all these tech article sites just said like this is one of the best things because people are annoyed by default apps. Like hiding them is just fine. Like if we could have deleted them like they said at first, it would have been even better. But I will take hiding. Hiding is fine. You want to go into the iMessage stuff?
Well, let's go to Apple Pay. Let's not get to iMessage yet. Let's save it for later. Apple Pay. Apple Pay is Apple's pay system that you can use with your fingerprint identification.
You can use it with your watch.
You can use it with your watch. They've now allowed you to use Apple Pay virtually everywhere now.
Yes.
Like anything you can think of, clothing stores, online shopping, wherever you want to use Apple Pay, it can be pretty much used. If you have a U.S. credit card and you have Apple Pay, you just go online, start shopping, Amazon, everywhere. I mean, it's taken over. It's simple. You don't have to, put in your password, whatever, put in your, credit card details. It just Apple Pay, boom, it's done. You think PayPal's in trouble?
PayPal's never in trouble. Never. Nah, everyone uses PayPal.
Yeah, PayPal, for now. But look how many Apple devices are in the world.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, like it's PayPal, bro. Like Apple Pay is huge, yeah, but PayPal is like the master.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
There was a point in time BlackBerry was a master too.
You do have a point, Let's talk about they've announced a feature to where if your phone is face down, you can pick it up and it will wake.
Wake and just take a good glance at it instead of having to push. It was a little gimmicky feature.
That's
nice.
You know who had that feature 3 years ago? You know who has that feature? Who?
Samsung, Android.
No, actually, no.
Wait, who?
No, BlackBerry. I'm serious.
On which phone?
When BlackBerry announced their BlackBerry 10 operating system, no, BlackBerry 10 BB10. One of their features was it was wake to lift or lift to wake. So when you lift your phone, it would wake up versus like you pressing a button. So it was funny that I heard it. I was like, oh, now that BlackBerry's dead, they could hang out one of their cool little features.
BlackBerry 10 wasn't so bad. It just
BlackBerry died because they became too dependent on their enterprise, and they forgot that the consumers or regular people like us really matter. They wanted to play
games on their phones. It's pretty much what it was.
So
they wanted to play games on their phones. You couldn't play games on your BlackBerry, so that was it.
There was only one game, and it's still the best game ever. So
what's that? Angry Birds?
No, the little pinball game.
I thought Snake was the jam,
Snake is dead, man. You just move right along to different games. So iMessage.
That was the one that took up all the time, man.
You go. Because I have thoughts and I have disagreements.
If you ever listened to any of the other podcasts, you heard us promoting Telegram and the features that Telegram has. It looks like iMessage has, because WhatsApp has slowly been catching up to Telegram in certain small areas. Like they've just recently added the reply function.
Yeah.
The thing there, they've added. Well, they don't have stickers yet. They don't have.
They've added the article view stuff too.
Yeah, they've rich text.
Yeah,
rich text when you post like YouTube links, but they don't have a. It still takes you to the app.
Yeah.
The YouTube app. It doesn't play in the actual
app itself.
In the app itself, which is kind of annoying. Telegram added the picture-in-picture for
Yes.
YouTube. So like if you have a YouTube video, you can just like
Move
move it down to like a small picture window and still continue texting to your friends. So that
within the Telegram.
within the Telegram app. So that was pretty cool. But yeah. So WhatsApp's been trying to catch up in certain areas. But iMessage just took the ball, said you need to put everything that there is out there plus more into iMessage. And they've made iMessage probably one of the most powerful messaging.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
After this?
Okay, hold on. First of all, they've
added?
They've announced that iMessage will have its own app store. So because opening this to third-party developers in this app store, what the third-party developers can do is add like stickers and different gifts
bots.
and keyboards and bots and just live backgrounds, scribbling, a whole bunch of crazy stuff that Facebook Messenger has, WeChat has, Line app has. All these other messaging apps already have this.
Yes.
So adding iMessage would I just feel that personally I don't use iMessage at all. I don't message anybody on that.
Well,
So to me that just.
But you know who uses iMessage primarily?
Who?
The United States of America. iMessage has its highest penetration of users in the United States. Above WhatsApp.
Really?
Above anybody else. iMessage is a primary messaging tool for United States of America. United States is a pretty big market.
United States of
Pretty
America.
big market. So
I just think it's a waste of the time.
But no, how can it be a waste of the time if they have millions of people using it, Max?
I don't know.
So if millions of people are using iMessage, and on top of that, it's free between obviously iPhones or whatever, and it integrates totally into your iPhone. And you can do everything in there. Fuck.
Just keep going.
Hot?
Yeah.
God damn it.
It's getting there. It's not shut off, but it's getting there.
Son of a bitch. I'll edit that up.
So maybe just keep it going, pick it up, and then when it cuts, it cuts.
So yeah, iMessage is the biggest messaging platform in the United States of America. Millions of people use this. Clearly, Apple isn't going to invest this kind of money and time into developing this if people aren't going to use it.
Yeah, I guess.
That makes no sense. So, so the thing is, like, you can't say just because other messengers have it, they shouldn't do it. Because other messengers have had other things as well that are better. Like, Telegram is probably the most robust universal messaging system out there. They have 100 million users, but not everyone uses it. WhatsApp has the most. They're up to, like, close to 1 billion or something like that.
Yeah.
So, but does that mean that Telegram should not be the best? Just because they don't have all the users? Or should they not try to be the best?
I just think, because when I think about iMessage, I just think that it's simple. I kind of message, it's not convoluted. Like, I just think it's a bit more professional in the sense of, like, I don't know. I just think because
send an email if you want to be professional.
I'm just a regular person,
Send an email, Max. Okay.
Like I don't want to send people like stickers like
Well, then don't send a sticker.
I don't know. I just think all these options just
because a car can go 120 miles an hour doesn't mean you have to go 120 miles an hour.
Of course you have to. It's a car.
When's the last time you maxed out your car, Max?
Boy.
Exactly.
The other day.
All 70 miles an hour.
120, bro. It was so nice. I was scared though, but it was nice. I mean, it's
you
good.
don't have to use all the features that are there with anything, but the options are there.
I just think because
messengers people want to have personalized messages. People love to use emojis. People love to use stickers. People love to add the personal flavor to things. That's just how it is with every messenger. What do you think Snapchat has taken over to young people? Because young people love to customize things.
Exactly.
They love to
make. That's the right point. I think Apple is doing this more for the millennials and for the tweens.
Who texts more than them?
Exactly. So they're doing it for them. I get that part, but I'm talking in my view. I just think that it's just too
send an email, man. Just send an email.
You know what I was hoping for, and everybody else was hoping for, that Apple would be like, iMessage is now coming to Android, right? And if that happens, the game is over. But one of the points is that people buy iPhones for iMessage, and that's a fact. People do, right?
People buy iPhones because iPhones have.
No, one of the reasons why people buy iPhones, and I've heard this before.
It's easy to use.
And I've heard this before. No, my mom has an iPhone, so I need to get one because iMessage is free back and forth.
Whose mom had an iPhone before them?
I'm not saying before them.
Whose mom had an iPhone before them?
I'm not saying
you bought your mom an iPhone so she could message you, not the other way around. Welcome back to the podcast. Section 2, or segment 2, I should say.
Part 2
of episode 4.
Let's take a break.
We had to take a little break to get things rolling here and get things recharged and recuperate a bit. So let's get right off into it. Xbox One S.
Yes, Xbox One S. It was announced actually on June the 13th, which was the same day as the Apple event. But E3, the Electronic Entertainment Expo show that happens every year for a week or so, Microsoft announced a newer update to their Xbox One, which is called the Xbox One S. The S stands for Slim. It's actually 40% smaller than the original Xbox One. And I've seen some unboxing, and that thing is crazy small.
And what's the price point?
So the price point is $300 for a 500 gig drive. For the 500 gig Xbox One S, 1 terabyte, it goes up to, I want to say $350, and then 2 terabyte is $399. So they have that
$399 for the 2 terabyte.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, but if you were one of those people who has an original Xbox or Xbox One, and you want the slim version, I would recommend that you go with the 500 gig one because you should already have an external drive with your Xbox One.
Yeah.
I have 2, so I could just plug in my 2 1 terabyte drive, and I just have all my games back and everything, So I'm good to go if I decide to get one.
Such a Maxim thing to say.
Yeah. But let's talk about
4K gaming.
The features of the Xbox One S. One of the biggest, I think, best thing that they've added is that they've integrated their power supply unit within the box itself, so that there's no more brick. It's just a cable.
Just the cable. Finally.
Just the cable.
Finally.
It should. If you ever seen a PlayStation 4, it looks just like that cable. It's that cable.
Well, I guess the reason they also take it out is for cooling purposes.
Yeah. But they're saying it has the same cooling as the Xbox One. Like it's no different.
Quiet.
It's gonna be quiet. Right now you can only get it in a white version. There's no black version.
You remember how bad the 360 was when it came to cooling? You had to have the actual external intercooler on there with free fans on there, and the thing made so much noise.
Yeah, but
loud as hell. I've you really know. Even with the Xbox One now, I've never actually listened to my Xbox do anything before. I've never. It's now that you mention it, I've never been oh, my Xbox is actually making a noise to cool itself.
Yeah.
The only thing you really hear is just the CD or something. If you still use CDs.
Well, with the Xbox One S, it has a Blu player in it. It's
a Blu-ray player.
Yeah, it has a 4K Blu-ray player. You can play your Blu-rays on it, and it'll shoot to 4K if you have the TV that can handle it. Also, it has HDR capabilities, which is high dynamic range, which what it does is that it'll bring out more colors to whatever you're watching or playing. Also, you also need the TV for that, or the monitor with that capability to do HDR.
And we're getting there slowly.
4K.
Slowly, 1080p will be phased out, and all TVs will be
4K. 4K is the next thing. It's times 2 1080p times 4 times 2. One of those. So 4K is the next thing. It's coming out in August, the Xbox One S. As I said, I am not sure if I'm gonna get one. I'm still thinking about it.
Aren't you going to wait for next year to get the actual the real new Xbox?
The thing is that we're gonna be at the same point again to where if Project Scorpio is also 4K, it might be faster, better graphics, 6 teraflops. I don't know if I want to get the first one. I might wait a little while, so I wouldn't mind just getting the Xbox One S, have it for like a year, and then get the next version of the Xbox One, which is, right now, all we know is that it's called Project Scorpio. I think it's just going to be called Xbox.
But Max, you just said you're going to get the Xbox One S, wait a year, and then get the next generation Xbox.
Yeah, because
by the time you wait a year, you'll be getting the first generation anyway. The first gen new Xbox.
But it's coming out next year.
That's what I'm saying. So why don't you wait till next year? Keep your current Xbox. What do you need the One S for? Just for the 4K gaming?
Just for...
Are you going to get a 4K TV?
My monitor is 4K right now.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. Okay, well, then I can. Okay, I understand.
And then my monitor actually does HDR too, so... It's
okay. So you're set.
It's there.
Set.
I've invested in a future
that
I wasn't sure of yet.
You're ready.
I am sure of now. But you also have a point. I could just wait one more year and just wait until I get the Scorpio. But for those people,
are you gonna flip your Xbox? Or are you gonna sell it? If you were to get the One S, would you sell your one, or would you?
I would hand it down
because I know you're very charitable.
Yeah, I will give it to my girlfriend so she can start.
Have you ever sold anything in your life?
I sold many phones in my life.
Okay, because I know you like to give away a lot of things.
I give away things, but
I appreciate a laptop. By the way, it's still running.
It's still running, Chris. Windows. So yeah, Xbox One S out in August. It's smaller. It's white. It has a stand that you have to buy separately. It has
to set it up vertical.
To set it up vertical. It has a built-in IR blaster. It doesn't have a Connect port, so if you have a Connect, you need to buy an adapter so you can use the Connect on the Xbox.
I wonder if that's because the majority of people aren't using Connect. That they didn't do the adapter. Do you think?
I think also because it's slowly fading because with Cortana
coming out,
you don't need the Connect for voice commands.
But then what about the video part of it?
Which part? I mean,
don't they use the cameras for like the body gestures and playing?
Well, no one really has. You haven't seen a Connect game in like 3 years.
Facts.
So
facts.
There actually is one Connect game out right now, but it's not anything.
And they didn't unveil a single Connect game this year either. They never even talked about Connect.
Yeah, Connect is going to be slowly fade away. Just put it on the back burner. But that's just what happens when something just doesn't work well. That's why Rare is now doing games again. Because they don't make the Connect anymore, so but that's all I have to say about Xbox One S. HDR gaming, Blu-ray, 4K. It also shoots games to 4K as well. It's smaller size, built-in IR blaster, which people actually care about, and it's all white.
$399 for the 2 terabyte.
$399 for the 2 terabyte drive.
Hell of a price.
It's really good. So they should have competition this year if PlayStation decides to do their PS 4.5, codename Neo, or not. I think
so. They're saving the Neo for when the Xbox.
I know there's articles out right now that they're gonna release it this year.
Oh, so they're gonna have another press event then.
They're gonna have another. Well, they have their PSX event, which is like.
So you think they're gonna dedicate this just for the new PlayStation?
Because PlayStation is doing VR games, the 4.5 or the Neo is basically I think it's what they want to use as a better push for VR
for the holiday season and stuff.
Because VR is the big thing for them right now, and personally, they could wait. They could release this and then next year make another model, but then they're spending more money. But if they were really smart, they would wait until next year and just fix their Neo to be a competitor against the Scorpio. But that would make it. But then that means that they would have to spend more money if the Neo is already ready. Like they would have to go all the way back.
I think this is a little bit late in the game to making those kind of plans. I mean, I'm pretty sure they know exactly when they're going to drop.
Yeah.
I mean, they've advertised how many VR games during this E3.
They advertised quite a few.
So that means VR is going to be here holiday season.
Yeah.
But I mean, if it's not here holiday season, they
it's in October. That's when you can buy like the full package and everything.
They've wasted their E3, so it's gonna happen. So there is no waiting until next year.
It's gonna happen. So Neo 4.5 October, hopefully. That's what I think. And then the Xbox One S is in August. So you have your options. You can go right ahead. So the Wall Street Journal had an article this week about that there's most likely a 75% chance that the new iPhone or the iPhone 7 won't have a headphone jack, a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. The internet or the tech websites had their views. Some were good, some were bad, more bad than good, because the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack is a big deal to everybody. I mean, it's a huge change. I wouldn't say it's a huge change, but it's a change that would disrupt a lot of things that we're used to. I don't think the headphone jack is something as simple as, you have a new Bluetooth, like Bluetooth, it just goes numbers up, it stays in the same place, But we should talk about the pros and cons of removing the headphone jack.
Well, I mean, we don't know exactly. Well, you see, the thing is, we don't know what the replacement is going to be.
Yeah.
So it's hard to comment on exactly what the pros and cons are going to be. I mean, we can hypothetically say that if they replace it with this, then, Bluetooth, I don't believe they'll go to, because they know the sound quality on Bluetooth isn't as best, unless they have some new Bluetooth 10.0 that's coming out that delivers flat quality music or something.
Wireless earbuds have been one of the biggest things this year.
They're awesome for you in the gym and stuff, but like if you want the ability to also have quality if you need it.
Yeah.
Then there could also be the lightning cables. Headphones, which may actually produce better quality audio, could push better quality audio than the 3.5 millimeter jack, maybe. But then how do you charge and listen to music at the same time, or talk, as a matter of fact? So that might be a little bit annoying. I mean, the reasons that they want to remove the headphone jack is because you can make the phones thinner, and you can make the battery bigger with that, because you won't have that space taken up. You'll get the extra room to make the phone thinner, and then the depth, the length to make the battery longer. So you have more battery time, which probably bump it up a couple hours, or maybe stay the same and just add and be able to push more power.
Yeah.
I mean, the reason I would support it is because with any big leap, you're gonna have to everything requires a big change that people aren't used to, and people are gonna complain about because it's not what they're used to. And as with everything, people complain about it. Then when they learn to love it, they can't live without it. that's why certain people are in the positions in life that they're in, because they understand and they can foresee things that, we regular people sometimes cannot foresee or don't understand will be and how they work and could work in the future. If wireless headphones are the new thing and they can produce high quality audio, then I'm all for it. I hate the wire sometimes. It's really annoying.
Yeah.
When you're in the gym and you sometimes you have to kind of like, that's why you have to have your phone in your arm so you have maximum range. If it's in your pocket, you can only go so far before it like starts to tug. And then sometimes you kind of do a immediate move and then it kind of pulls the earphone out of your ear and you put it back in, whatever. I'm for it. I support it. If that's what they're going to do. I think those reports could be wrong.
Yeah.
I don't see it happening now. I personally would see it coming out with the next generation iPhone, the 8, because that's when the Apple's going to do its body redesign.
Yeah, because there's no redesign this year.
Yeah, because
they look the same
do,
as the 6.
Yeah, they normally do 3 cycles and then a redesign, right? So I think we'll see it in the 8. And if we're ever going to see it, I think we would see it in the 8. I mean, I could be wrong, and that would be the 7. We'll see. I'm excited for it.
So I want to say that I'm thinking now of, if they make the change, then I want them to do a lightning headphones. So the port would just be lightning. So they would just have their one port,
for everything. Which is what they've been kind of moving to with even the laptops now.
Yeah, but laptops is USB-C. So maybe they could go USB-C. I'm not sure. I don't think so. But you never know. USB-C is actually pretty amazing right now. But
you know how awesome that would be for the iPhone? Because then that could... That could mean your iPhone could transmit audio, video over that port.
If they let it.
To another device.
I want to say that this year, they will take the port out, and if they don't, they don't, fine. But if they do, they're gonna, that will be one of their biggest change, and then add a bigger battery. And then that's it, because next year is the 10th anniversary of the iPhone. And as you said, it will be the biggest redesign will be next year. And I think
I don't think it'll be next. You think it'll be next year? Because it wouldn't next year be the 7S?
But I think because it's their 10th year anniversary. You think they'll scrap the S for that year and just move on to the 8? I think it's gonna be called the iPhone. Maybe the iPhone 10s. I don't know. But it's their 10th year, and I think they're gonna do something big. And maybe a rename, because we really haven't seen a huge hardware redesign. I know if you look at from the 5 to the 6, yeah, things have changed, but anything major, huge, we haven't really seen. Like the Force Touch or 3D Touch, it was good, but it's just the screen is still the same size as the 6, so that's just a feature to the screen. So I think next year will be the biggest change ever. This year they'll change 1 or 2 things, but next year is the year to look for. So that's where I think there's gonna be a little bit of a problem too, because people usually wait 2 years before they would get a newer phone. But if you have the 6, this is your year, right? This is your second year. This is where you buy another iPhone. But if everyone's saying, and even Apple is saying, next year we will really have a bigger redesign, should you wait, or should you just get last year's phone at a lower price? So there's a couple of other things that we can talk about, but iPhone 7, no 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, wireless or not lightning cable headphones, could really change things.
We'll see.
I just think that you'll be carrying 2 headphones for right now. Because if you have an iPad or and you have a new iPhone, that means you have 2 cables.
Well, no, not necessarily, because the iPad also has a Lightning port.
Yeah.
So they could make the audio available through that as well. So then you just start plugging in straight.
Plug it in there, yeah. That's right, yeah. So you still have one, but then you still have to carry a regular one for, if you do other things for, etc. So, I think it'll be cool if they give you something new.
But maybe they're wrong, because apparently they were wrong about the 3D camera as well.
Yeah.
Because they said the iPhone 7 was supposed to have dual camera on the back for probably 3D purposes, but then they say now that idea has been scrapped because the technology wasn't advanced enough. But I was thinking that possibly can't be true, because then why would Apple go as far as to actually put thinking about putting it on there, going as far as making something, and then scrapping it because the technology how could you not have the knowledge beforehand to know that the technology is not good enough? So to me, that rumor is just BS.
Yeah.
Somebody just got bad information. It doesn't make sense from a standpoint of people that have the staff that Apple have. Not to know the technology is not good enough to be on their next phone. Doesn't make sense.
I just hope that it's a good conference and they persuade people to buy their next
when
iPhone.
Is that? September, huh?
September, most likely second week
September.
Yeah. They do have this whole where you can this whole deal now that you can pay off your phone. Every month you can pay a little bit.
Yeah.
Apple has that deal. It's not your carrier, because they also give you the option to pick a carrier now. So, and there was another rumor that they're saying that maybe they'll have an option where you won't have a SIM card anymore, where when you buy your phone you just pick your carrier and that's it. Back to the olden days where SIM card
or those called the TDMA phones. They never had SIM cards. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. So maybe, I mean, that would be pretty sweet, and obviously they would be pushed to do something like that from the government, because it makes phones easier to track. People just can't switch out SIM cards and get new numbers and stuff like that. You're stuck to one number. I mean, with every advancement in technology, there's pros and cons that can be looked at for everyone, the government, everybody. So that's one of my things that I think.
There's so many rumors though that you just have to wait. The closer we get, the more info that we get, and we don't know if it's real or if it's fake or if I've heard another rumor that they're gonna have a dual SIM option. That's crazy. But if they do it, it'll sell crazy, because China love dual SIM phones. They love it.
What's the purpose?
I don't know. People just want dual SIM phones. They just want it because they have more than one number. So I wish I had a dual SIM work phone, but I can't. I only have a single SIM. You wouldn't. You want your
I like to turn that off and not know that anything is happening.
So you have a dual SIM phone, so you can change which number you want to call from.
I guess, but my phone's still gonna have to be on, per se.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to be able to turn it off.
You can turn off the number, Chris. You ever use the dual SIM phone? You can turn it off when you want it off, and you turn it back on. So
I don't know. I personally just keep it separate. I just want work to be work.
Work is work. Personal is personal.
But I know you don't care.
I agree. I could care less. But I think that's our time, guys. Part 2 was really short, nice,
succinct, and we're gonna wrap this up and break it down, charge up again, and we're recording back to back. You guys are getting one podcast right after the other. So we're going to do episode 5 after this. We're going to be talking about E3 that happened about 10 days ago, 14 days ago maybe.
About 10 days ago.
About 10 days ago. Talk about our favorite games that happened, that were displayed on there, and who we thought had the best conference.
Who we thought had the best game and best conference.
Best single game and then best conference.
Yes. Our favorite top 5 games of E3.
Or, I guess, most anticipated games that we have looking the most forward to.
Yeah.
All right.
So
it was fun.
It was fun. We'll be right back. Episode 5 E3 review from us. But thanks for listening to episode 4. This has been part 2. We broke it down so you can have a break with us. And now we are going to hopefully have some food, maybe not. But we want to thank our audio guy,
Clive from Electro Boogie Studios.
There we go.
I couldn't remember. I literally had
it. We need like science, guys. Science.
We need a teleprompter is what we do. That's going to be our next investment.
A teleprompter.
Yeah. They have small ones that are this big.
We just need to write things down, Chris.
Well, that's what I think. But it looks unprofessional looking for something we could see.
You can follow myself, Agent Max, at Agent Max 345 on Instagram and Agent Max _ on Twitter.
I have Twitter, but I don't use it, so don't follow me. I'll never respond. And Instagram, I just created again.
He needs to change his name.
We'll see. But right now, it's at Shawty Tanuki. TOTA. Jeez. TANOOKI. I don't even know what I'm saying right now.
Oh no.
So hit me up, like the pictures. Let's get this.
I will have his Instagram account on the link, so it'll be easier.
And like our Facebook page.
Like our Facebook page that will be up.
Yeah, to be up shortly. 2 Guys with an Opinion. Follow us, and we'll be posting everything on there. Upcoming episodes, bloopers, everything will be on there.
We'll do our best.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
Thank you.